Hi everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This video has been highly requested. After 8 weeks of living with Henry, my baby boy, I finally pulled together the most useful items and also the most not useful items. So basically the things that I have used the most and I haven't used the most. I asked you guys on my Instagram stories for your input and over 200 of you responded. So I've collated a list on my blog, which is mummynutrition.com. I will link it down below, and the most interesting thing is that I don't think that there's even 50 items. So many of you guys said the same things. So I'm going to go through hopefully in some sort of order. I'm going to talk about bath time, changing, I'll talk about all the things that I found really useful at first, and then I'll talk about the not so useful things. If you hear any gurgles, that's because Henry is sat here. Yeah, so I'll show you him at the end of the video as well. So I'm surrounded with things and I'm going to start off with bath time. So we have found this so useful. This is a Snuggles baby bath, and the reason why I love it is that at first we bathed Henry in his nursery in this room, so we filled this with water and carried it in, and I used my bath thermometer, which I showed in my pregnancy essentials video. Now though, we pop this in the actual bathroom just to create a little bit more of a routine. The reason why I love this bathtub is that it's got a padded back, so it's really comfy. It's got a little bump rest on the inside, so Henry can almost sit up by himself, although I do always keep one hand on him. And then for after bath time, I love bath towels. So this one has got a cute little hood on. So we have about 3 or 4 baby bath towels, and it just means that Henry's got his own bath towels that we don't use, and I keep them on the radiator so that they're nice and warm. So moving on to changing, and one of the most useful things I have is a changing mat that goes on top of the cot. So our cot is just here. We're not actually using it for sleeping in. We'll be using that as from 6 months. But this is from Mocky, and the changing mat just means that I don't have to bend down. So we use this during the day. And along with that, I also found really useful a nappy bin. So the one we have is from Angel Care. Here we go. This is it. It's empty, that's why it's so light. This lives next to the changing mat and the cot, so I put poopy nappies straight in there. And then to get a fresh nappy out, I love this nappy caddy. I got this on Amazon, and I will link everything that I've mentioned down below. Hello! This is from, I think, Mamas and Papas, but I got it on Amazon. And this attaches onto the cot, and in it I've just got all of my nappies. I will be doing a post all about what I keep in my changing station, and I will link what's in my changing bag down below as well. So that's changing during the day. During the night, it's slightly different. I actually don't leave my bed at night, and that's because I've got a changing mat on our bed, and I keep it at the bottom of the bed. This one again is from Snuggles. I think I showed this in my newborn essentials video. It's really squidgy, it's really light, so we change on this. And then I also have a nappy caddy. This is so useful, again, super cheap. Here we go. And I will do a whole post about what's in here, but basically I've just got some nappies and also some wipes. At first I did use stacks of cotton wool and water, but now I just use, I've got aqua wipes in here, and I've got a little bit of nappy cream as well in there. So yeah, so that is changing at night. And finally, changing on the go, essential is one of these transportable changing mats. This one's from Jojo Mum and Baby, and this one is from Stork Sack. This came in our actual changing bag. In here though, I've just got some nappies and some wipes and some nappy bags. So here you go. So nappy bags behind there, some changing wipes, and actually nappy bags behind there, and some nappies as well. So moving on to bedtime, an essential for us has been sleeping bags. So he absolutely loved this newborn sleeping bag, which I will link down below. This was great for I think about the first like 4 to 6 weeks, and then we moved on to the bigger sleeping bags. I've got about 4 of these. This one is from Silent Night. I've got one from my baby. I've got one from Mocky. They're absolutely brilliant, and I always have a spare one on my bed just in case he is sick or if he wheezes himself, then I can change it. But it just means that you don't need blankets. So yeah, super safe and really useful. So another of my essentials is a white noisemaker. I've got this one from my Hummy. I love this one because it's Bluetooth, so it means that I've got an app on my phone and I can turn it on and off, I can change the sound, I can change the volume with just my phone, so I don't need to touch it. But if I turn it on, you can just click it. I don't know if you can hear that. This is essential, and Henry doesn't really sleep well without it. Do you? Talking about sleeping then and during the day, I absolutely love the Kakuna Baby. I can't show you it right now, so I'll insert a clip because Henry is actually sleeping on it. The Kakuna Baby, it's a little bit like a sleepy head, but it's got more support. He lives in this during the day, so if I'm having a shower, I put it in the bathroom with me. If I'm drying my hair or getting ready, I put him on it on the bed. It's absolutely fantastic. The only thing I don't use it for, which I think you can, but we don't, just because I follow the Lullaby Trust Safe Sleep Guidelines, is sleeping at night. So he sleeps in it during the day, supervised with me, and I just love it. It's brilliant. I can carry him around the house. It's got a strap. I'll try and pick him up now. I'll try and see if I can show you it. Here we go. There we go, Henry. He's nice and light. So that's the Kakuna baby, and I do pop a blanket over the top. This is just from Snuggles. Blankets are another thing that you cannot have too many of. Another thing that you can't have too many of is muslins. I bought a pack of 10 from Marks and Spencer's, and then I've got some nicer ones, so I've got some patterned ones from Skippy Loo and Boots. These are just essential for mopping up sick. I have them in my changing bag, I have them dotted all around the house, so yeah, blankets and muslins are essential. So another item that I will have to insert a clip of is our rocker, and if you follow me on Instagram stories, you'll have seen we'll A, the Kakuna baby nearly every single day, and B, our rocker every single day. When I come in from outside, I pop him straight in the rocker. He sleeps in the rocker. We bought this on Christmas Eve, and I think he slept in it for about 4 hours on Christmas Day. It's amazing. It rocks him gently, it plays music, the top part detaches, which is a rocker in itself. I think we paid about £150 for it, but you can get it for about £130 on other websites. It's just the best investment ever. So something else that you'll probably see daily on my Instagram stories is our carrier. So I actually went to a sling library and I hired a wrap. I never actually used the wrap because it was just too fiddly. So from about 2 weeks old, when Henry was about £8, but I think you can use it from £7, I've been using the Baby Beyond Mini. So this is a carrier, and my husband uses this as well. And then we also have, for walks, the fleecy outer bit. So you pop this on and it just protects the baby from wind and rain. So yeah, absolutely love this. And another carrier that I've got, which is ideal, especially when he grows a little bit bigger, because you can use this front and back as well, which the Baby Beyond you can just use on the front. This is from, I'm just looking at the box, it's from Boba. This is really pretty. Here we go. And this is slightly different because you wear it like this at the front, and you clip this bottom bit around, and you can wear this on the back as well, like I said. So yeah, absolutely essential. 2 carriers. I didn't get along well with the wrap ones, but these ones that are basically pre-done up are fantastic. So moving on to feeding your baby, I've got a few essentials. I've got this breastfeeding pillow. This I picked up from Asda. This is amazing. You pop it around you and it just provides extra support when you're feeding your baby. And also I can pop him in it, say if he's on the bed and he's not in the Kakuna baby, I can also pop him in it for a bit of support. And he also likes tummy time on this as well. Other breastfeeding essentials, and I have done a whole post on this on my Instagram. Nipple cream, this was essential in the first 2 weeks, and I use this as lip balm now. I've got my breastfeeding bra, so I've got some pretty ones from Dorina, or these are from Emma Jane and Amazon, which I'll link down below. Breastfeeding bras just unclip there, and basically you can't really breastfeed without breastfeeding bras. And finally for me, actually there's one more, a breastfeeding nightie. So this is from Fig Leaves, and this is great because you don't need a bra at night, and this just unclips like that. So yeah, quite pretty. And finally for breastfeeding, that has really helped me, is this breast milk collector. So if I'm breastfeeding on one side, I can pop this on and it works a little bit like a suction, and it just collects milk. So if you wanted to give a bit of express breast milk, if your partner wanted to do that, you can do that. And also I put breast milk on things like his baby acne, and if he ever gets an eye infection, so I just pour a little bit onto some cotton wool. So that has been an essential for me. So before I move on to my unessential items, I will just mention this book, which I think has got me through. So my friend kindly bought me the Unmumsy Mum. I don't really have time to do a lot of reading at the moment, so what I did was I downloaded it on Audible, and I've been listening to it in the car and on walks. It is so funny, and it just reminds you that you're not alone. No new mum really knows what she's doing. I think I finally feel like I half know what I'm doing, and we're almost 10 weeks in, but those first few weeks are definitely a blur, and this book got me through. So moving on to the items that I haven't found useful, and there aren't too many here just because I did do quite a bit of research before I went out and bought things. I looked online, I watched videos, I read the list from hospital, but there are still a few things. So first up is newborn long sleeve vests. He hasn't even worn these, and I bought a whole bumper pack. These are really useful when your baby's about 1 or 2 months old and he starts wearing long sleeve vests with a little cardigan and leggings. But when he's newborn, you just want short sleeve vests and sleep suits. These are a nightmare under sleep suits because they get all tangled and your baby might be too warm as well. So even though I had a winter baby, I didn't use any long sleeve newborn vests, and these are up to £7.5. So another thing I got wrong, I've mentioned sleeping bags. The sleeping bags that I found really useful are the 2.5 tog, the winter tog. I sillily bought a newborn 1.0 tog. It's very beautiful. This is from Jojo Mum and Baby, but if I was having a summer baby, this would have been really useful, but because it's only 1 tog, I didn't think, and it just wasn't warm enough. So yeah, it looks really pretty. Maybe if I have a summer baby next time, it'll come in useful, but yeah, just think what season you're having your baby in and buy the correct tog sleeping bag to suit that. So something else that hasn't come in useful is swaddles. So I showed the sleeping bag swaddle, but we haven't done any traditional swaddling. I picked this up at a nearly new sale. It only cost me £1, but the actual newborn swaddles aren't useful. Any swaddles that have been bought that are like muslins are though. So this is a swaddle, beautiful, that my friend bought me. I haven't used it as a swaddle, but we use it as a muslin and just for a blanket. So yeah, when you're buying swaddles, get the muslin style so that it's not wasted if you don't swaddle your baby. So on the line of sleeping, because we have gone down the sleeping bag route, we only use these a handful of times, basically flat sheets with a cellular blanket over the top. I love the cellular blankets for things like prams and on our car seat, which the car seat has been really useful. That's a swivel one, and I'll link the review of that down below. But yeah, flat sheets we just haven't used because you have to tuck them underneath the Moses basket, and if you're using a sleeping bag, you don't need blankets. So something that hasn't worked for us is dummies. I got a couple given free, and then I bought these. Some people really love dummies. Henry just doesn't seem to take to them. I think we've used them maybe once for about 5 minutes and then it just falls out of his mouth. So for us, dummies haven't been essential. So something that we weren't actually bought, but my mum got free when she bought us a little hat, are baby mittens. You don't need scratch mittens if your baby grows have got them on. So these just fall off, but the baby grows, you literally just fold them over. We only use those at night just to stop Henry from scratching his face at night. During the day though, I always have his hands free and I cut his nails with baby nail scissors, or I've got a baby nail file as well. So last but not least, I've had so many questions about what pram we've gone for. We've gone for a pram from the Quinny range. We didn't buy one at first because I just felt so overwhelmed, to be honest, and we've been borrowing my brother-in-law's Silver Cross. This Silver Cross one isn't all-terrain, so if you're like me and I like to go along the canal, which is a little bit bumpy, or if you ever go off-road, do not get a buggy that is designed for basically street pavements. So the wheels are really, really small, and just to show you, the wheels on our Quinny are absolutely huge. So this is a wheel. So yeah, if you're somebody who just lives in a city and just goes on tarmac, any style pram will suit you, but if you're like me and go off-road a little bit, then definitely get an all-terrain pram. So I really hope that you found this video useful. Henry's been very good, haven't you, Henry? You're looking around. Oh, so Henry is 10 weeks on Monday, so he'll be nearly 11 weeks by the time this video goes out. Yeah, please comment down below if you agree or disagree with any of my comments. And what I will say is that everything is individual, so if you check out my blog post down below, some people really loved the snuggle bath and some people didn't. Some people prefer support. So yeah, this is each to their own, but this is just what's really worked for me, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Bye!